Oh, welcome to Beam Workshop, and this is one of our last series of 3 workshops. In this workshop, we're going to discuss how to create plumbing flow model. Now, plumbing flow model is one of very important feature in MEP, which is mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, and it is rather important, also very important for architects, we're going to talk a little bit about how to create these diagrams, but before we doing that, you do need to have a little bit of knowledge in terms of various components in this plumbing flow diagram. Okay, so we're going to talk about it a little bit, and in no means this workshop's going to, somehow going over about mechanical plumbing system. And we are just going to be doing the this plumbing flow models in Revit, and our focus will be on that. If you want to know a little more further about how to do that, all the riser diagram, why do we need it, I have included a link by a mechanical engineer professor that he talked explicit about riser diagrams, and they're roughly about 15-18 minutes long. If you want to know a little bit more, because I believe the more you know, more you can somehow create this diagram for yourself. Alright, so here we're looking at this diagrams, and you look closely, and it has various components. One of the things is that it has you're looking over. It has several water closets and toilets, and it had 2 sinks, and it has 2-story. So and you look closely, and they have hot water, which is labeled by red plumbing, and then you have the cold water system. All right. So there is a water distribution system. There is also a drainage system called sanitary system that carry the gray water away to your building. And then this go all the way up for a vent stack for creating some vent for your water could be drained properly through your building. And the rest of them have a connection, so the air can be somehow help the flow of the water, the gray water, carry that away from your building and go all the way down to the city sewage. And we won't stop right here. We don't want to go more further on that. Okay, so this is in terms of a story, and and we're going to do this. I'm not saying this is a very easy to do, and certainly is not complex, but it's doable if you do this step by step. All right, so overview of the different steps. So I break this down into 3 general steps. Okay, the first step is to really roughly prepare your model for plumbing. So this step is really a preparation stage. Prepare your model for MEP. Then we're going to create plumbing fixtures. Then we start MEP process. Okay, the step B, we creating a very rough plumbing system. So we create piping system, and then we generate layouts, and then we create a solution. Use the built-in artificial intelligence from Revit to create the solutions. Last step C, we will working from the rough to the detail and changing the pipe size, fixing problem that we have, fixing up the problem. Then we create a P-trap feeding for every this is required by plumbing code, and then we create a vent stack and build a complete system. Without further ado, and let's start the our exercise now. So go to create and new, and we're going to create a new projects. In this case, we're going to create a new mechanical template. Alright, the next thing we need to do, we're going to insert a model, link Revit. We're going to link a model file which is generated in architecture templates, but we don't want do anything. We just want to use the wall, set up our plumbing fixtures, and creating our floor diagrams. So we're going to use these toilet and sinks blank models, and we're going to link this with our current MEP file, template file. Now it's an older version, 2018, so we're going to get that into 2019. We're using 2019, so you better work on to do with 2020. I don't know that. I don't think there's any change, but there you go. You look over this, and immediately you'll notice the mechanical browser is a little different. And compared to the architecture, so you go into the plumbing part, and there's called the floor plan. There's two floor called level 1 plumbing and level 2 plumbing, and it should be exactly the same. All right, so actually vary a little bit. The second one is a little bit, smaller, and so it has a little bigger, create a little variation. So our wet wall is right here, so we're going to fit everything inside the the wet wall. So we're going to create 2 sinks in the lower area. So we're going to start with the second floor, and then we'll go work with our way up down. Okay, you can do it from the level 1, but I just like, because the level, the wet will change a little bit, so and so I purposefully start with level 2. Okay, so we're gonna go here, go to system, and then we're gonna go to plumbing fixtures, and we're gonna load some plumbing fixtures. We're gonna go all the way up to our matrix, or imperial, in this case imperial, right to the main folder, and we're going all the way down to plumbing. Now you see there's 2 big folders. One is MEP, one is architectures. Guess what? We're going to use MEP. Don't use the architectures, because the MEP fixtures actually are all ready for you to hook it up with the drainage, with hot water and cold water. You can certainly do that, but it just takes a lot of effort, so it's not necessary, because we're creating this very unique floor diagrams. Really not necessary to take extra efforts to do this, okay? Because it's been built. We use typical stuff, okay? So we're gonna go fixture, all right, and then we're gonna go on, and we're gonna choose lavatory, and we're gonna choose a wall mount lavatory. So right here, all right, so somehow right there. All right, next thing we need to do is we're gonna we're gonna load the closet, water closet in this case. So we're gonna go water closet, and we're gonna choose a floor mount type with a tankless system. So okay, so we're gonna open this up, and we're gonna key in the space bar a couple of times, and we're gonna make another one. We're gonna make now, make them 3. Okay, and the next thing we need to do is we're gonna dimension this. Okay, so we're gonna go annotate the folder, and we're gonna choose the linear dimensions. We're gonna click that the middle of every water closet, the middle, and we're gonna click equal. So basically what we do is we create an equal spacing of our toilets. Alright, so now next thing we do is we select all the sink and toilets, and we're gonna duplicate to the other side. Alright, so we're gonna choose mirror draw axis, and we're gonna draw them from the middle of the axis all the way to the middle. So we duplicate this. Now very important you understand that this is a unisex toilets. There's no man woman, so you can tell that they're only pretty, so nobody complain, well, man has more urinal than the woman. This is called the unisex toilets. Okay, so all right, and we're going to select this, and we can either select the whole thing, so we can select plumbing, adding them a little later. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go select all of them now, because what's the point? And then we're going to somehow collect the piping, creating the system. Now this is the time that we can certainly change this, called the drainage, something that we probably understand a little better. I mean, in reality it's called sanitary, but It carry the piping system carry the gray water away. Okay, and next what we need to do is very simple, and we're going to go generate layout. Okay, so we have the system ready, so and the everything is being somehow included as piece as one, so we're going to go to generate layouts. Now when you generate layouts, here has the slope value. Okay, it's very important for us to correctly choose the slope, because if it's a great water drainage, you need to have a little slope, and typically it's 14 inches per foot. Okay, this is the plumbing code. Okay, whatever the location has the slope value, you should kick in your city is 1/4 inches to a foot. Okay, now next thing, very important things that we got to change here is we go to the settings, and we have this main and branch, and the main and branch, whether the main is lower than the branch. All right, now we probably gonna do is make the main plumbing and the branches are identical height, so we reduce redundancy. In a more complex system, you might want to make the branches a little higher, so create a little lower, and somehow create more pressure. So this is the design of it. So we're gonna basically make this somehow lower. So we're gonna make everything roughly a foot. So they are identical, a foot each. Okay, and then we're gonna choose. Take a look at the solution. But first one is a network solution. Let's take a look at the network solution, whether this is that, so this, various solutions that it created. Probably not very good for us, so we're gonna go to the intersection. Try to play around until we find the right one. Now we can right here at this point we can change our 3D view. Sorry, plumbing view. It's our plumbing view right here, and we're gonna choose find a detail. All right, let's go back to my plumbing elevation 2. All right. Let's grab the solution again one more time. Now before we do that, we need to place a base plumbing. What this is the main pipe that carry all the wastewater. Okay, and typically you don't really place this away from the building if this is the facade. I mean, it's kind of cold. You want to place us inset to the building as possible to protect away from the cold weather. All right. So we're probably going to put right there somewhere in the corner. Okay, this is the main plumbing. All right, the diameter of this is roughly from 3 to 4 inches. We can choose 4 inches. All right, the offset. This is how much it is going down to the ground. We're going to go this all the way to maybe 10 to 15 feet. All right, so this go all the way down. And then we're going to select various solution for this. This is probably the centralized solution. May not be the best, but somehow fit into our wet work condition. Right, so it going up, so we need to create a setting lower, so because it's actually changed again. So we're gonna go back to offset of food, and offset of food again. So this going down now a foot away from. I'm going to change the okay, that is all right. So all right, so this how this go. If you like it, what you're doing, you can always go back, change. But here we're going to change, go back to again 1/4 inches to a foot. All right. Okay, that's it. All right, and we're going to change this to a better representation a little bit, and we're going to switch this to shaded. That will give us a very rough preliminary. Let's check the plumbing in this case, make sure it's correct. This is the time that we can change. If it 1¼ inches, if it's not thick enough, you can change the thickness very quickly. I'm not saying this is the correct way, but 1¼ inch actually is good for a drainage plumbing for a sink. And let's take a look the for your toilets. 4 inches is it's okay, it's adequate. 3 to 4. Okay, now next thing we need to do is we need to modify some of the stuff right here. Okay, so we can create a more a U-trap. All right, so I'll call the P-trap. We can have a feeding, elbow change to that. Then take a little, tricky. It's a little tricky to do that, but we're gonna do that. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to reposition this and shorten and creating somehow different system. As you can see that right now this is not a correct one because it's out of the wet water. So the wet water, so this plumbing is like somehow not aligned. So we're going to go back. We're going to go back to our. So we just undo a couple times. It's no big deal. And we're going to go back to solution. And we're going to make sure settings are all correct. It's a 1 foot below. And the branch and the main are identical. And then we're going to forward this solution, a centralized solution. Okay. I finished the layout. And they said it has a little warning, but it's okay. Something like an end cap. This is not being capped. It's unsanitary, of course. This is supposed to be connected to city sewage, so we're not going to do anything here. All right, so we're going to change this to a different resolution, to fine resolution. I'm going to change that to gray, shaded. All right, now everything is working correctly. Okay, next step, we're going to create P-trap. All right. Okay, let's flip this to north plumbing view. Just have to really somehow use a quick fingers. Right, this one. Okay, so this one we're going to change the dimension. So you click right then, you can key in like 6 inches if you want to. So I'm going to key in. We can move them if we want. I'm going to make this 6 inches. 6 inches. We're going to enter that. So now it's 6 inches. We're going to do from the others. And then, so it's very tricky. The other side, I'm going to repeat one more time. It's very tricky to do this. Okay, so we're going to, highlight the dots. Okay, and we're going to right mouse click to the contextual menu. And we're going to choose draw pipe, and we're going to go inside the wall a little bit, not too much, but and then we're going to go down. We're going to go down to whatever that we need to be connected. All right, I think I'm a little off, but it's okay because we can fix that. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, we're going to actually we're going to wrong place. So I tell you that that's the top part of it. Okay, we're just going to undo, and we're going to right mouse contextures, draw plumbing. We're just going to go to all the way. So it's kind of rough to do that 3D, so we're going to go back to northern plumbing. Do the same thing, and we're going to draw plumbing. Alright, now we can do this. We don't have to go all the way down because if it's hard to see it. Okay, and we're going to do here is we're going to choose the using the extent features. So we're going to join. We're going to join. It's actually very good. We can join them. So I'm going to delete this part, and we're going to join that together. So we're going to join inside. Click the inside, and we join them. All right, now. Okay, we're going to do the other side. Exactly the same. Go back to North Plumbing, and we're going to move this up. And we're going to make this 6 inches. And we're just drag and drop. Okay. Right mouse click, highlight this so it turned into purple. Then we're going to draw again one more time. Get inside of your wall. And we're going to go down there. Cancel escape. Go back to 3D plumbing. See that little elbow there. And we're going to go join. There you go. Okay. Next, what we need to do, I'm going to go back undo one more time. So, and just show you the process. So the next one is a little tricky. Okay. Now, if you have the elbow and the P trap is not part of the elbow, it's actually called feeding. All right. So here's the top part. We're going to go back to the system and we're going to go feeding. We're going to go to the right here called pipe feeding. And we're going to load the family. And we're going to go all the way up to the main folder. And we're going to go pipe. And then we'll go feedings, PVC. Schedule 40, select types, DWV. Ooh, I know it's a lot, but just keep going, keep digging, and you will see track 40 right here. I actually make 2, so then the next one is duplicate this. We're gonna repeat this. Nothing to worry about it. So I'm gonna show you that I need to somehow connect my feeding to the end. Doesn't matter, you can just make this connection to be part of my piping system. Okay. Alright, the next thing I need to do is I need to click this 2 times. And I'm opening up into family editors. Okay, we need to fix up the file a little bit. Okay, we're gonna change the part of this a little bit. It's supposed to be okay. I changed it already, so it's supposed to be multi-port. By default, it's multi-port. So what we need to do is we need to change this to elbow. So now the feeding will turn into an elbow. All right, and save this to a different file names. I named this 2, or you can, otherwise you use this feeding again, it will become different. All right, so I'm gonna cancel this. I'm not gonna say no. So so now I'm gonna just delete that because I'm just gonna repeat the process, but this time I'm gonna change loaded. I'm gonna change the second one. I duplicated and I changed that into an elbow. Okay, I'm just gonna snap that to the end of that. Alright, now the elbow become part of the system. So okay, I'm going back this one now. I need to change that to elbow. It's very easy right now. You look over, the 2 is right there. Forget about this one, right? The first one, the DWV2, the one I changed to elbow. Alright, make the other one very easy now. Change that to elbow. Okay, now delete. Now we don't need this one. delete that, and we're gonna join. We're gonna join that to this. And that's it. We have 2 elbow. Now the rest of them, all these, we're gonna control together. We're gonna select all of them at once. And we're gonna change that to, guess what? P-trap. So even though everything's according to code, this P-trap will trap the water, will get in there and block the bad airs, when you have water siphonage that occurred, and it will stop the harmful gas enter through your fixtures and kill people. So this is supposed to be very healthy for your building. Okay, so there we have. Now we fix up and make them into a P-trap now, so everything look pretty nice. Okay, next thing we need to do is we're gonna create hot water system, 2 sink. We always start hot water first and then cold water. It's always better that way. So we're gonna select the 2 sink, and then we're gonna create piping, and we're gonna choose hot water system. Alright, now we're gonna flip this to actually it's not right. It's a little problem there. Okay, so we want to make sure both system being it's a little problem here. We want to make sure there's nothing clicked. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, now we're creating a hot water system. We'll go back to plumbing 2. Alright, we're going to generate layouts. Okay, the water system, really, there's no slope is required, and again, we're still going to somehow change this a little bit. So we are probably gonna get this to go lower, and so we're gonna probably stay the same system. You can make 6 inches if you want to. So this will go below and run up. You can go up because it's water, or you can make it 0. So I'm gonna make 1 foot below. Alright, so and then we're gonna go looking for place our main base plumbing. So the base plumbing, we could make this a little maybe outside the center if we want to. We're gonna choose 3/4. It's a okay, so we choose 3/4 inches couple plumbing, couple pipe, and we're gonna go solution, and we're gonna go few solution here. I think this is the easiest one. I go all the way down. So if you look at the and we should choose accepted. Make this a little bit, if you can't see, it's probably 3/8 of inches to a foot. The scale is more correct. And let's go look at the here it has a little problem. Probably want to reduce this to probably about 6 inches, or maybe yeah, 6 inches. It's a little better in that way. So we're gonna change that. Okay, so we're gonna go setting. We're gonna change that to 6 inches. We're going to change that to 6 inches. So now it's a little, so it would not conflicting. And Let's go back a few. It's a little better. Okay, now it's go up a little bit, offsetting from your drainage system. You can certainly make this even taller if you wish to. But all right, now let's go to the cold water system now. So we're gonna go back to plumbing, second level. Switch that to 3/8, and we're gonna select all our one by one. The quickest, less headache. It's just individual select. If there's so many of them, you probably need to filter them out, so that would be quicker. Okay, piping system. We're gonna change that to cold water. All right. And now next thing is we're gonna generate layouts. We're gonna place our main base plumbing, probably, going away from the headache that we have. Okay, now this headache is 3/4 and solution. We can make this probably 2 inches and minus 2 inches, a little lower or higher. The water has a pressure, so nothing really to worry about it. Again, all the lining up inside the wet wall. I believe perhaps that's the best way. And accept that. It's okay. We're just gonna delete the mesh. It has a little mistake there, so it's okay. And we're gonna look at the 3D. Take a look how the cold water is going. It's actually not bad. Alright, so of course it will generate a mistake because the water will be flowing out. So its detect is illogical. But there we have both the hot water, cold water, drainage system all done correctly. The elbow need to change, so probably I undo a couple times, so the elbow come back. It's a quick fix, nothing worry about it. Happen all the time, and we're just gonna click that and make them into a U-trap. Okay, next is to duplicate this, copy everything and flick them down to duplicating the level 1. Okay, now next thing we're gonna select all of them, like from the outside. We have to be a little careful on this, alright? So not too much, but that major plumbing should be there. And we miss one of the hot water, so we're gonna control and we're gonna select the hot water. Alright, and also make sure that we select everything. We'll turn around pretty good, and we're gonna copy this now. We're gonna copy to clipboard, and we're gonna paste this to a select level 1. Now take a look at this. Very good. Let's see whether this works. If not, we're gonna readjust this so we connect. So it doesn't really connect it, so we need to really reach this from the end and join it. No big deal. Use the extend. It's very smart. Everything is all done by one shot. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, and next thing is we're gonna build the vent stack. Okay, for the ventilation, so the water can go smoothly through our drainage system. Okay, we need to fix one problem before we move to the last step, create a vent stack. So here we're gonna do here is we have right here this is the problem. So very simple. We're gonna really delete the elbow, and we're gonna drag this, just literally drag it and just connect it, and will become one piece. And then we're just gonna use the extend features. Very simple. We're gonna join them together. So now the hot water will be all connected from the upstairs and downstairs, and the cold water too, because the cold water now is stopped right there. I'm going to select that, and we're going to delete that. We're going to join that together, snap it right to it. It has some problem there, so we're going to just stretch. Okay, we're going to use the same extend the feature and extend that, and then we join that, so the cold water also all connected. Okay, you should save. And next thing is we're going to create vent stack. We're going to turn that into the create a few more. East is perhaps a better view for us to do that. So, and what we're going to do here is we're going to change that to shared view, and we're going to make that into 5 viewport there. Okay, so we're going to delete that. We're going to really making this all the way up straight, little, not too much. Okay, and we're gonna do here is highlight it. Don't do anything, just move your cursor. Alright, don't click, and right mouse click to contextual menu. Do one more time. It's not right. Okay, well, we're just gonna go to piping in this case. We're gonna snap that, make this a little tilted. We're gonna go straight all the way. Oop, oop, oop. No good. It's okay. We're just gonna make it straight. Alright. A typical event stack, just turning a little bit, so I create a little obstacle for the air and also for the water to spill out in case you have a blockage. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to somehow in the total area to build a plumbing and just connect these two to avoid the problem, because and then we need to slope it a little bit. The slope is there's no really any regulations in that regard, so we just basically do whatever we want to. So we can go a little taller right here, a little bit slope a little bit. We're just gonna go click that, and we're gonna go click that, and we're gonna go click that to the plumbing. Now let's take a look at the 3Ds plumbing. We have all vent stack. Now next thing we need to do is we need to copy down this vent stack and duplicate them. We can tap this a couple of times, but that's one good way. But you know what, I'm just gonna go a little outside because to make except this one, and then we're gonna go control. So we don't want it, we just use shift to take that out and use control to include the one we want to actually move. And then we're gonna move everything down to copy and paste to level 1. Now if it doesn't join, which is okay, no big deal, because we can join them later. So use the extend function. It's very easy, and we're going to do the same thing to the upper one too. The edges and join that, and we're gonna join that edges. Join that edges. Oop. One more time. We're really running out of time, so my videos are crazy. You go underneath. Alright. All connected. Alright, now going back to my East Plumbing, and I want to get this a little longer, and also my cold water. My cold water is not going on, so I might need to create a cold water system here. Okay, next thing is that, well, cold water don't go underneath, so we need to reconnect our cold water. So we're gonna go piping, and we're gonna adjust the system type to domestic cold water, and we're gonna connect that in between. Very simple. Go all the way and escape, and we're just creating our cold water system now. Alright, everything works. This is ready to go. You can go export this to DWG or 3ds SAT, DWG preferably. You can export this to Rhino. You can also go, if you want to, you can go back to your plumbing and turn them into some sort of hidden lines. So this will give you somehow a plumbing diagram. See, if you want that, you can use that, or or export this to Rhinoceros and as a 3D model. All right, that's it. That is a little complicated, but it's still doable. Thank you for watching.